Hello, this is Climax Group. We're about to start out our new series, so it'll be a weekly podcast, and I'm Ushen, and
I don't,
joining me will be
I don't know who's talking first. I'm Reizayaki.
I'm the Night Shadow.
and okay, although the introduction is a bit sloppy, but it's fine. So basically, how we're gonna structure this is we're gonna have a brief breakdown for every podcast. So for this time, we're gonna do card of the days the whole week, and we're gonna go down to upcoming releases and meta, and some brief talk about current meta, and then we'll have a conclusion and ending. So that's how this podcast will go. So the first card would be the not Hanyo,
It's a Rin.
Rin. There we go. Rin 2-1. Rin.
Why didn't you put the
So
name on these things? You only put the translation of the
I don't
facts.
know the name. I don't know the name. So she's a level assist, and she's act rest 2. When your characters reverse something, you draw 1 digit. So how do you guys think about this card?
I'll go first. In Love Life, Love Life tends to have a lot of discard effects, and this is yet another one of the discard effects. Now, unlike many of the other discard effects, this one requires a tapping of the 2. So if you want to use this assist, you're going to have to probably give up the Umi Brainstorm. And that's probably regarded as the best brainstorm, at least to most Love Life players. So giving up the ability to brainstorm in order to give your ability to draw one and discard one, it's kind of shaky. It's there, but yet there's much more that you could do with that 2 tapping than just that. You could salvage with the Katoris from the first set. You have the boosters from the second set. But being able to draw one, discard one isn't worth a tap 2 just because the tapping of the 2 is so important from previous cards.
I sort of agree with this because it's similar to the Onodera from the Niseko TD, and especially because how the Night Shadow pointed out how there's Umi Brainstorm and there's a bunch of better back row assists than this. But then again, it has the level assist, which you could just use for that.
Well, it's a level assist in blue, which is fine, but we still know that blue is the weakest color in Love Life, and this really doesn't help batters. The level assist from green in the very first set, when your stage is full, you get a free stock. I mean, that's honestly much better.
Well, for me, I think the only time that this will be useful would be when we use the what do you call it, the monkey, the level downer. Sort of useful because you can get a 1-5 assist with on level 2. So
Yeah,
That's situational.
it's really situational. If you're running like a mono blue deck, it's something you would consider. But if you're running a more meta deck, then obviously
Well, if you're running a mono blue deck, like all first years, and I'm assuming it's blue yellow because why wouldn't you run yellow? Then this card works great with the level 3 Maki, the first set. And then you also have the level 3 Rin and Hanayo to consider, but really the Maki's the one that shines between the 3 of them.
you guys pretty much said
next.
everything I could think about for the card, so yeah.
So next will be the 1-0 Nico. Well, she's an assist. First of all, she's a 1K assist. And
Backup,
she has
backup.
backup. There
Yep.
you go. Backup, and she has a on play pay 2. And if select one of your opponent's character that's higher than their current level and send it to a waiting room, and they may place a level 0 instead in that slot. So it's a what do you call it?
So it's an
Level down
anti-change.
anti-change. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's an anti-change that gives them a level 0 in the place. I think this is fine. It's you
Um,
have it's a free backup for 1,000, right? So that's already okay. And then you have the ability to anti-change something into 0.
Unless I miss my guess, this is the second level 1 anti-change backup, the first being in Crayon Shinchan. And this is the first one on the counter for green. Because all the previous effects have been red, which sends to the waiting room, or blue, which sends to the bottom of the deck by taking 1 damage. This one, on the other hand, is, well, we've seen this effect before on the level 3 Nui from Kill la Kill. And honestly, this is kind of interesting because, like the blue one and the green one, when I'm referring to the anti-change here, if you send away the character before the battle actually happens, no damage is taken. So when you send their character away and you put the level 0 in, now they have to determine whether they want to front or side, but you've already given that plus 1,000 to that character that they're going to attack. So most likely they're going to have to side or just lose the character. Hey, it's a win-win for you.
But if you're level down, like they get a second attack with this, right? Because it comes
Yes.
out Untap. So
That's right.
yeah. So when it comes out, if it's a level 0, I expect them to like ram it anyway. Just like let the character go and do as much damage as you can. Because this is going to be usually against the level. They're going to be against either one of your level 1s or 2s.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the other problem with this is that the green anti-change, just like the green brainstorm, is slightly weaker than the other two in that your opponent gets one extra stock.
In the end, the benefits outweigh the cost.
That's true.
Still pretty good card to run overall.
Yeah, you can
You'll-
treat it as a level 0 assist, except you can only use it at level 1 because it's 1,000 power, right?
Yeah, I mean, you also have to remember that your opponent gets to choose what level 0 to bring out, so it could be something that could affect you in the end.
There are situations when they won't have level 0s in the waiting room, and
Yeah.
then you can like, yay, but most likely there will be one, so...
Do it right after refresh, because that's usually when you're at level 2, and if they've changed into a level 3, you can do that.
Yeah, that works.
Or if I
can
play my
recall a couple
Nagato
of
at
decks
level
that have
2.
done that.
I have a full field,
Yeah.
I just refresh, and you kill my Nagato, and I cry.
Anyone with level 2 level downers will cry.
I wouldn't call this a level downer. It's I just prefer to
Well,
that change.
Change or
Especially if they use like say they use Sao and they have the Lifa level downer that's based on how many cards you have left in deck, so they're going to be refreshing soon anyway, and if they refresh before you use this, then that's a plus for you.
Yeah.
Oh, and the only minus I see here, okay, in the case of markers, if you kill a marker with this using this card's effect, you could be helping your opponent get climaxes back in the rating room, which could be a bad thing.
You're
Well,
also
s-
killing a marker that could murder you.
Yeah,
I
so yeah, there's
know.
that. Statistically, it's also more likely that they're not gonna put a climax underneath, so you could just help them.
Well, sometimes it's blind, right? You don't know what's under there. And
course.
I've seen people summon a Lucifer and have all that blind soul be clean. Okay, I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen 10 blind stock be all clean. That was me, guilty crown.
It happens.
go to the next one. It's 2-1, girl from Arise. And it's 8k, rest 2. During this turn, it gets plus 2k.
I don't
mean,
think we can just talk about this card without talking about the other two cards because they kind of
Yeah.
it's one package.
Okay, let's go to the other two. So the other one's level 3. It's the leader. And if you
We
have
really
2 or
need
more,
names here.
Kira,
Why don't you have any names here? We really need their names.
because
Well, we do have the name of the second of the three of them.
the 3 of them. So Kira Tsubasa. In your
Yeah,
rating room, it
but
gets
still.
minus 1 level in your hand. And Climax Combo Shocking Party, and you have Edena Todo and Andrew Yuki in front row during this turn. Everyone gets 1.5k. And the following ability, when this card's damage gets cancelled, you may burn 1. Other one will be 2-2, 8k, and for each of your other rested, this gets 500.
It's an 11-5 shot. That's pretty good. That can become a
Oh.
level 2. I like it.
First thing to point out, I like Anju a lot more than Erina. I think that's supposed to be Elena, actually.
I don't.
I really think Anju is much better than Elena, and just because Anju's pretty much a copy of Umi Sonata from the first set, except 500 power more and hits for 2 soul, which in a Love Life deck, you typically want the 2 soul earlier than later. You're less of a compression deck and more of a get to level 3 so I can Nico knee you into the clock.
Yeah, but one thing to point out is that, well, obviously it costs 1 more, and there's no change for her yet. I don't think there will be.
I don't.
Unlike the Umi one, 2-1 Umi one, which you can change into a level 1 with the
I
copy
would never
Umi.
change into the 2-1 Umi.
Because to me, level 2 game for for most level up decks are pretty weak, in my opinion.
So it doesn't make any
you
sense
always
for me
want-
to just put that out there and have it run over by like a 12-5 level 1. Because shot triggers are so bad in the Japanese meta, or at least according to them, and yet we, at least in our meta, shot triggers seem to be like pretty good. So giving everybody a shot trigger and having the climax be a shot trigger gives this whole, do I get double shot? Do I get double shot?
Oh wait, she gives it everything? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's everything.
Oh my god.
So
That's
and
scary.
these two cards basically complement each other. You can act rest 2 of your back row, and then you're essentially getting the extra 1k boost on the one that gets 500 for each rested.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Which means it's a 2-2 10k and I'm gonna cry because I just have a problem.
Bigger than that. I mean, way bigger than that.
Well,
Because
yeah,
using
10Ks
the
are not a
back arms,
problem.
2-2 11-5 plus assist.
Yeah. If you have like a level assist or something, and to put this in the middle.
Anyway, let's talk about the level 2 troll event. Level
The
2-0. During this turn, all of your characters get 1 soul.
Yeah.
Terrible.
About time Love Live got a yellow event.
But is this really what we asked for?
Well, honestly, what do you want? Yellow is run no matter what. Like, you might as well put something filler in.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
2-0
Seriously.
for 1 soul.
Because if
Yeah.
you're gonna put a generic level 2 cost 0 event, you're not gonna put the search for one music character.
No,
That'd be too good.
It's okay. Someone's gonna draw this, clock another card, draw 2 more of this, and then have +2 soul in their hand.
I'm pretty sure you won't run more than 1 or 2.
Nah,
The
nah,
correct answer is really to run 1.
I'm
and
waiting for someone to play 4 of this in a turn with a +2 soul.
No, that's greedy. Come on, man.
Yeah, most people won't run that unless you're pretty new to the game and you just go like balls.
However, I think this could still be run in an actual meta build, just soul control damage.
I know, but
As like a
personally, I won't. I'd rather add like some good yellow card.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like I'm saying, like this is completely an option if you're the type of player that like manipulating soul for side attacks and stuff like that. Because the level 2 game's weak anyway. So.
True.
All right, I want to make sure I hit you to 2-5, not 2-6. That's sort of jerkish stuff.
But then they're gonna go to 2-8 because you just gave everything +1 soul.
No, that's what side attacking is for.
I guess, yeah. And then they have markers and they're like level 10 Raigyos.
Our next series of cards is pretty much the closest thing to a Vanguard ride chain.
Oh,
Okay, so all
Love
three of
Live
these
Red.
cards. All 3 of these cards combine with the Climax card Yume no Tobira, and that is a 1k1 win trigger. So first off, we have this 2-1 Umi. When the Climax is put in the Climax zone, if this is in the front row, you can choose any cost 0 or lower character from your waiting room and place it anywhere on stage, and during this turn, it gets 2,000 power. And if you happen to pull the second card from the waiting room, it also has a Climax combo. When you start your attack phase, and if you recall, attack phase is after Climax phase, you can, if the Climax is in the Climax zone, you can, and this is in the front row, you can pay 1. If so, you can select one level 0 or lower music character from your waiting room and place it anywhere on the stage. And for the turn, this card gets 2,000 power. So now, if you now pull out the third card, which happens to be a 0/0 blue Maki, when this card attacks, if the Climax is in the Climax zone, and you have 2 or more other music characters, you can pay 1 to search for one music character. This chain.
So if you didn't get
out of
that,
all 3 cards, I think I like the level 2 the most.
they're
Well,
all
it
pretty
is
good.
starting.
I like how the 1/0 becomes a 9k.
8k.
Yeah.
9k.
8k. It gets 2k from the ability and 1k from the Climax.
Oh, well,
No, and 2K.
no, 2k from the level 2, yeah.
No, the level 2 gets 2k. It becomes
No.
a 10.
Oh, this card gets
Oh,
2k.
yeah, never
Okay,
mind,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it becomes. I thought it gives 2k to the level 1.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I like the level 2 much more than I like the level 1 or the level 0.
Well, it's a starting point.
Other than
Alpaca.
that,
haven't seen
I
that.
think the level 2 Umi is much better overall because you can pull out the level 1 Suicider for the first set, the level 1 Kotori Suicider, and you can pretty much ram whatever you want. And that's a really good cost 0 to pull out. You have, of course, the 1/0 Eddie, the yellow, from the first set, 4,500 power plus 500 for every other music. And you can even pull out your Brainstorm, the 1/0 Brainstorm on the back row, because you can put this on anywhere on stage. You don't have to necessarily put it in the front row. I really think the level 2 is the better card out of the 3. But hey, all 3 of them are pretty good.
It's free as well.
Yeah, that's
You
free.
don't have to pay for the effects. And how about the Maki? The Maki one's I don't really know. It's not as good compared to the other 2, in my opinion.
Well, because it's level 0, right?
And it's Wind Trigger. Wind Trigger is best.
Should we
It's
move
just kind of
on
awkward to see like 2 red and a blue combo with a yellow card. But then again, this is level 1.
Yeah, it's weird.
You also have to remember that the zero is a
track on it.
blue, so you can just commit to 2 colors and still use the blue if you wanted.
Yeah, there's not really any blue zeros that I would run from the first set, and I'm not 100% clear on the second set. I don't have that set memorized, but I don't think I would pick any of their level 0 blue cards either.
Oh.
It's just
No,
maybe the
no,
Maki
ones
Brainstorm
are
from the
great.
first set, I guess. Maybe.
And
Oh.
the Maki marker.
I'd rather
sometimes-
grab the Nico because it's green. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we should move on to Angel Beats. So the first one is a 1/0 5,000. During your turn, you get 500 power for each of your other death characters.
This is also looking to be a trial deck exclusive, so make of that what you will.
I mean, it's good.
I don't
It's
like
not
it.
it's not as good as the Love Live 4/5, but it's Kanade. You don't like Kanade?
No, because it's only your turn only. That's my reason.
Well,
for
yeah,
not liking it.
that's why the Love Live ones 1/0 4/5 is better, right? So the game's
Well,
fi-
a lot of sets have the 1045 option, right? Like you have the Little Busters Cood, you have the, of course, Love Live's Eddie. What else has that? I know like 6 or 7 different series have that. If it's just on the opponent's turn or if it's just on your turn, it's a 5k.
That's true. It's still better than your 1106000 on during your turn, right? So
Yeah, that's true.
because most of the time it's gonna be 6.5 or 7K. So
But
Amazing.
calling yourself better than a situationally bad card is not much of a precedent here.
I guess so.
My
Yeah.
opinion is that because of the encore, all other death characters get character encore Kanade. This card may not be too bad if you
I
want to go
guess. Yeah.
stockless at level 1.
Well, yeah, because
Because
you get to save it, right?
yeah, the only good Kanade that's level 1 cost 1 is the 7500, and you take a slight risk, but of course you have the Encore Giver. So really the only thing I think about this is that I think there are better level 1s in red that this card would dilute the level 1 lineup. It's good if you're running a pretty much a mono yellow deck.
But it doesn't really depend on what the TD has, because we don't really know what the TD is right now. And depending on how it's energized, it
We
could
do know the level 3.
be better.
We know enough about the
Yeah.
TD because the TD and the boosters are coming together, so we can't really discount the booster, and we know already like 100 and something cards for the booster.
Like this next card, the
So-
Brainstorm.
We can't really disconnect them. So I really think that this would be good in, well, this would be not necessarily a staple, but it would just be inserted in a mono yellow deck. And if you have red in there, there are better choices.
Yeah, I think when the trial deck and the booster pack come out, if people are going to be playing this, then they're not going to be using the other cards from the trial deck. Well, the other color from the trial deck. Yeah, next one. 002K, Brainstorm for 1, sending the top 4 to your waiting room. You get to search for a music character and then ditch a card. It's spammable.
That's what I like.
Is this what the music deck needed?
I don't play Angel Beat, so.
Oh, okay.
In standard, yes.
Well, I don't play Love Live either, right? For this card, I don't think that this will solve all of the music deck's problems. The music deck, sure, it lacked consistency in regards to grabbing the cards that you needed, and this really helps out in a way. But just by itself, I don't think that it will help as much as it needs it. Of course, having a Brainstorm is amazing. And obviously, because it's searching out music characters, it's not really usable in the Student Council or the decks or whichever way. But at least you have a discard option.
So let's move on to the next. It's a level 0, 1K. When this card is reversed in battle, you can pay 1, ditch 1, and you can search your library for your music and add it to your hand.
Don't forget that this card goes to memory.
Yeah, send this card to memory.
And that's more important for the music deck. The recollection effects, you'll typically find they trigger more often in a music deck than they will in the other types. So recollection's not as strong in non-music deck. Luckily, this is here. This is a nice addition to the music deck, and I would think that this is more along what the music deck needed rather than the Brainstorm. I think both are useful to have.
Also, she's super happy.
She'll run it for this long.
She's really, really happy about being killed and sent to memory.
Okay, next card is a pretty interesting card. It's a level 2, 1, which has 2 versions. It's 2K. First ability, same for both versions. All of your characters in front of this card gets 1K. And auto is pay 1. When you play this, you can search for salvage ejection seat and put it in your hand.
So
Ejection Seed is a event from the first set. I know because I actually pulled that set when I was pulling Kudu after.
Is it getting reprinted or?
This event, yes, is getting reprinted. It's a level 2 cost 1. You may send one of your characters to the waiting room, and if you do, kill one of your opponent's level 2 or lower characters.
So it's an event that lets you suicide 2 things.
Yeah, you kill one of yours to kill a level 2 or lower of your opponents. You typically want to remove their back row if you're using it.
I mean, if they have some really strong back row, it'd be really useful.
Moving on, it's a TD exclusive level 3. I think it's pretty good. This is a level 3, 10K. Recollection, you do more in your memory. This gets extra 1K, and act. Rest one of your characters gets extra 1K. And auto, during your turn, you may pay 1. If you reverse an opponent's character, select one of your opponent's level 2 or lower character in your front row and place it on top of your library.
Yeah, the second ability is not that bad.
I mean, yeah, you're ensuring another damage for the top deck, right?
My problem is the recollection ability.
Yeah, we don't know enough about the trial deck though. We don't know if the trial deck's gonna have enough recollection.
Yeah, see, that's the other problem. Since we only know that there's gonna be the exclusives, and we probably won't see any of the stuff that's already been spoiled in the previous sets.
Oh god.
I'm not sure if we're gonna see any of the other booster stuff besides the exclusive. So just thinking about the whole recollection thing, it's already hard enough to get 3 in memory if you're not dedicated to it, because the typical Yuri Kanade build won't run that many recollection cards, and so I can't really count on that first ability really activating.
Well, if you're like me,
I remember facing.
Well, if you're like me and you play 2 trial decks for life, then hopefully it has enough center memory effects. Especially like from what we see, the commons, like the common pay one center memory search is not too bad, right? So
Yeah, but unfortunately that's music.
yeah, we can find a way.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the trial deck is kind of a mix of music and student council.
Well,
Most likely, yeah.
there's no music
Oh, and
trial deck
weapons,
though.
because that's what Yuri is.
There's no trial deck weapon music that we've seen though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but who knows, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Bushiroad.
Okay.
Well, the second effect is good either way. So
yeah.
The
Well,
second effect's all right. Yeah.
the
I'm
next
not sure
card
if
is
that
really
warrants
cool.
running it over the current level 3s that are available. I mean,
Some people have already talked about how they like the level 3s we already have.
pay 4 and sacrifice any number of characters to deal that much damage, or I mean, that in my mind is probably the best finisher that Angel Beats has, because you
And
get to
then your
attack
opponent
twice,
cancels.
and you can still encore your characters that you sacrificed.
yeah, but would you have all that stock?
I know. Angel Beats compression, plain and simple.
I really like the next card.
This card is a good backup.
Can we just leave it at that and move on?
No, we're at least gonna say it. This is
Okay.
also a trial deck exclusive. When you use this card's backup, if you have 2 or more death characters, select one of the characters that's in battle, and it has to be your character, and for the turn, it gets X power, where X is your level times 500 power. So this is a guaranteed level 1, cost 1, 2000 backup, because it's a 1500 backup normally. But it can scale up so that when you're at level 3, this is a 3k counter. It's really nice.
Yeah. I mean, wait, equal to your level times 3. Yeah, no, that's really good.
Yeah.
And having 2 or more death characters isn't really hard at all.
Well, yeah. It's basically a card you can keep the whole game.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
wanting to clock it, because the power boost is shit.
I mean, yeah. The thing is, it becomes a 2-1 backup at level 3, right? But it has the utility of being good at level 1 and 2 very early.
1 and 3. 2,
One-
it's a 2-5.
Well, yeah. 2 it's
And
not as
really-
great, but 1 and 3 it's really strong.
You have already the Sheena counter for level 2.
So, it's level 3. Is this TD exclusive? I'm not even
No, this is a double R from the set. Card number
Oh,
106.
So it's 3-2, and when you on play, you may heal.
Keep
Reverse
going.
combo, pay 1, and search your library for a death character and place it on the stage.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, you get a
searches
It's a-
for a death character, put it on stage.
It's a healer that
And the combo's a 2k1.
it's a 2k1 and it gives you free characters. That's really good.
play a second one.
No, why?
I know, just kidding. You can play something else.
Yeah, you play.
Like you play another level 3 and go like ham.
You can play the level 3 that you sack creatures. Oh well, not creatures. Sack
I need
characters
a
do
bit
more
of
damage.
clarification on this translation that you put here. Does it say when this card attacks or when the climax
No.
is played?
It's
So,
on play. It's on
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Okay.
People originally thought it was attack, but we quickly cleared that up because that would have been really dumb. Because you would attack, bring another one of this out, attack, bring another one out, bring attack. No, this is when you play the climax, you use the effect.
Yeah.
Just, I see it, yeah.
So it's fair.
Still pretty
As
good.
fair as it can be. I mean, like that level 3 that I talked about earlier. Pull it out and pay 4 and sack number of characters.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you called it out for 1 less stock, so that's an extra stock you could pay for its effect.
And because it's a -1 soul anyways, it's not like you lost a heal or anything.
That's true.
So this could be actually a really good card. Now, what it needs to stack up with is the level 3 Yuri healer.
I still like
I'm
this.
trying to remember its climax combo. I think it's 3k and salvage 1.
For that. Anyway, that's the last card.
Yeah, and I don't think there's much to talk about the meta.
We can talk about new things coming out. There's like
Coming out, Nisekoi.
Nisekoi in August. We're gonna see a couple of
Nisekoi.
the. We're gonna see card of the day for that in the summer.
Yeah.
So I guess you know what you're doing for summer.
I'm gonna be having so much fun with this. Every time we see card of the day, I'm just gonna be like, oh, there's no Chitoge? Well, I'm not helping. Bye, guys. Nope, Chitoge for life.
He's a big Chitoge fan.
Yeah, you guess.
Well, that's pretty much what's coming up. It's only Nisekoi, right? Nisekoi.
If we're going to talk about upcoming releases, at least talk about the sets that we're actually previewing. Angel Beats is coming out. Love Live Extra Booster is coming out. And then we have that release over the summer where the Capo, Persona, and Little Busters Extra Boosters are going to come out.
Yeah, Persona 4 Arena 2 probably.
right?
Which means Show Me Nazuki, Best Girl Yukari. No, I can't wait to see how Ken is gonna be used because like he wasn't because seeing all these Persona 3 characters come back, I want to see how important they're gonna be for in cards.
I'd say they did a good job with it so far. Like if I were to look up the Persona 4 Ultimate booster, I'm pretty sure I would find like good Mitsuru cards.
So pretty much this is our first podcast, and if you have some comments, you can throw them down below. Well, not throw them, type them down below, and remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and maybe you ask the questions and we answer them next podcast, which will be next week.
And where do they send those questions to?
They'll just comment down below. You can leave it on the Facebook page, or you can just comment on the video below. Yeah, we'll answer all of them unless you're really weird. And we'll try to read out your usernames. So I know someone's gonna troll us already. So. Really? Yeah.
You're really confident in that.
Yeah. We're gonna read out their usernames, and you know how the internet works. So that's some weird usernames we're gonna try to read out and pronounce. But yeah, it's pretty much about podcast. So I don't know what. Just rate, comment, subscribe, leave comments down below, and we'll see you next time.